Hello and welcome to the new session. From this session onwards, we are going to start the SQL content. Before we even start further, I want to brief you that you get so that you understand the overview on SQL. So the first thing what we're going to see is few things on SQL. SQL or SQL is the same. SQL or SQL, it stands for Structured Query Language. Little bit about the history is always good to know. So it was somewhere in between like 1970s to 80s where the SQL language was developed. And it's been almost 50 years now, as of 2023, we are in currently. SQL, the dominance has been increasing in SQL and the use also. So SQL is here to stay. And my simple thinking is that until there is data in the world, SQL will be there. So that's why, no matter whether you want to be a data analyst, data engineer, data scientist or a data modeler or any fancy things which might come in future related to data, SQL will be there. SQL will perform a very important and core role and may have a major percentage of it. So once SQL was initially developed around that period, like 50 years ago, at that time too, these companies were there, as you know. These are now tech giants today. I'm talking about companies like Microsoft, Oracle, IBM. So, and few other bunch of companies. So what they did is they picked up or rather adopted this SQL query language and they gave their own flavor and touch to it. And they created products out of this, and that's how the commercialization of SQL came into picture. And it is not important to know exactly when it started, but that's how it started. And each vendor or company, they launched their own products into markets. And that's where the war began in database world. So currently, if you talk about the popular databases are like Oracle database provided by Oracle, SQL Server provided by Microsoft's, and then we have IBM DB2, MySQL, Postgre, and many other. There could be tens to hundreds of databases. But what is that one common thing in all of these? The one common thing is the concepts of SQL and data warehousing and the query language itself. So the query language is nothing but the SQL query language that you're going to learn in this course. And that's what you need to know. The best part is that learning SQL is fun. To a greater extent, it is easier. It's only that there are a few complex situations when you go ahead, you will have to rack your brains, but I'll be there to guide you further. The immediate next question comes up is, do you have to learn all of these databases? And right now the answer is no. And the only reason is because your 80 to 90% the SQL syntax is same across all the databases. So today, if you see an operation in SQL, what you want to do, maybe you want to extract the data. The same way you will do that in Microsoft SQL Server, in Oracle database, in any other database. The only change is first is in the interface. So the interface, to get used to interface wouldn't take you long, like few minutes to an hour is enough for you to just have an exploration of the interface. The second thing is there are some differences across these databases. So those differences you can anytime pick up, and that's not a problem. But mainly in this course, the profile is talking more about Azure data engineering. You will always be working on Azure SQL database or Microsoft SQL Server, which is quite sufficient. But just on a broader perspective here, tomorrow if you happen to have come in a situation where you might work on other databases, so you will not have to learn everything again. Your 80% of the knowledge and the concepts is same. It is only that just few functions or some query statements might be different. And by that time and period, you will have a great deal of understanding about these things and you'll be able to pick it up. So that's how the overview about SQL is. So I hope that gives you an understanding. In the next video, what we are going to do is start with the installation part of SQL. Once now we are done with understanding the overview and brief history, and then take it further. So that's it in this video. I'll see you in the next section.